Hello, everybody. So, this is going to be a tutorial for every killer in the game. You might hear this later for when I'm doing Slasher, and, well, yeah. Essentially, how you get killer is you need to have enough malice. The most malice in the server. And you can either be a survivor or a killer. This segment or video will be completely on how to become or master each killer through their basics. I will list combos at some point as well during each killer's segment. There will be 7 segments. Each one, first one being Slasher, second one being Cool Kid, third one being John, fourth one being 1X, 5th being Noli, 6th being Sixer, and 7th being Nosferatu. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let's roll right into, well, Slasher. Let's go. Welcome to Forsaken Tutorial. For this section, the first killer you ever unlock, Slasher. He comes with you just simply joining the game for the first time. And he has 4 abilities: Slash, Behead, Gashing Wound, and Raging Pace. Slash has a simple windup, pretty quick, and it does 20 damage. This is how big the hitbox is, aka his range for how far he can hit the attack. And over here, we have our star guest, Online, who he's going to be here to demonstrate all the abilities with us. Oh, and yeah, by the way, this is his chase thing. You can see it doesn't really do damage, but yeah, it does hit and give a slight bit of knockback. It does do 20 damage. Behead is a simple ability like that, and it also serves as a dash attack, sort of. And it'll give the survivor helpless, which means they can't use their abilities. This is Gashing Wound, a series of attacks that'll put you in an animation, and it'll also do 50 damage by default. And Raging Pace, with both Slash and Behead, deal an increased bit of damage, which goes up to 25. However, if I do Raging Pace and Gashing Wound, I will show you when my Gashing Wound is off of cooldown, and it'll deal 70 damage if you do the Raging Pace Gashing Wound combo, which you can then immediately follow up with a Slash, then a Behead, instantly killing any survivor. And that's essentially it for Slasher. He has a pretty simple kit. He is easily loopable though, so we'll see you for Cool Kid. Welcome to Section 2, aka Cool Kid. Cool Kid does the second highest M1 damage in the game, it being 26.5. He has a pretty quick windup of 2 seconds. Of cooldown of 2 seconds, and he has the fastest windup in the game. And his 4 abilities, Punch, Corrupt Nature, Walk Speed Override, and Pizza Delivery. Corrupt Nature throws out a brick in the direction you're looking at, which not only highlights the survivor, but also gives them slowness for, I think, maybe 5 seconds. Pizza Delivery is used as an anti-loop, and also serving as a tracking ability, which when hit will also highlight them. Will also highlight the survivor and give them burning for a few seconds. His final ability, Walk Speed Override, is a high risk, high reward dash ability, which does 30 damage with an insane amount of knockback and gives them burning for 10 seconds. And the Walk Speed Override is also directional based on where you're looking. And I will show that, and in a second for a pretty decent combo. So, here the thing is, you do pizza delivery and walk speed. It'll essentially go in their direction if you look fast enough, but essentially what you're going to try to do is, with a high enough sensitivity, launch the person you're hitting into your pizza delivery minions. And that'll essentially work as a combo. And now I am going to get out of here to roll into our next segment for John Doe. Here is our third segment. The Trapper Killer and the killer with the highest M1 damage in the game, John Doe. His passive is that he has a trail behind him, and is that he also, whenever stunned, with either using Corrupt Energy or 404, if he is stunned while the ability is currently being used, he gets speed. So, Hunley, demonstrate that for me. I used Error 404, and now I have Speed 1 for 5 seconds, which allows me to catch back up and deal damage. And it works the same with Corrupt Energy. And also, it also lessens the cooldown by half. So, Slash. It has one of the longest windups, and it does 28 damage. Like I said, highest M1 damage. He also is mainly around trapping or cornering survivors, with moves like Digital Footprint, giving the survivors slowness and corruption for 10 seconds. There's also an ability called Corrupt Energy, which he can use to corner survivors, which combo perfectly well with Digital Footprint, leaving you with free reign to move in between the Digital Footprint and whatever, and also giving them no room to escape. And Error 404 is a highlighting ability, which lets you see any and every survivor, which combos pretty well with after you get a kill and you want to find another survivor quickly. You can also do this for the trapping and then, well, kill them. Anyways, that's going to be it for this segment for John Doe. See you whenever I am 1x. Welcome to the fourth section, aka 1x1. The slowest killer with the longest M1 windup that I actually just remembered. But both John Doe and 1x have similar windups. And, well, he's mainly based off of, he has, well, 5 abilities. Slash, Mass Infection, Entanglement, Unstable Eye, and Rejuvenate the Rotten. Okay. Rejuvenate the Rotten is essentially a way to call upon minions, just like Cool Kids Pizza Delivery, but except you have to kill someone in order to use the ability or summon a minion off of them. Very useful in Last Man Standing whenever you have everyone killed and you have more ways to corner the survivor. Slash does simple 20 damage, but like Slashers and Bleeding, it does damage over time. Entanglement, with the recent rework for 1x, not recent, it's been like a couple months, Entanglement pulls the survivors closer towards you, stuns them, and allows you to get a hit. Unstable Eye gives you speed 2 for a couple seconds and blindness 3 for 5 seconds, but also allows you to see the current health state based on if the survivor is either highlighted in green, yellow, or red. Red being that they're low, orange or yellow being that they're mid-health, and green meaning they are healthy. Mass Infection can be used either far away or close up, which is why it pairs so well with Entanglement, because you can stun, and then immediately go into Mass Infection for a close-up combo, dealing roughly around 70 damage. And that's essentially it. See you when I am Noli. Welcome to the 5th section, aka Noli, aka, my favorite killer. He has 4 abilities: Stab, Void Rush, Nova, and Observant. And I'm going to be showing you how to use them today. So, Stab. It's a simple basic attack with a decent windup. And it does 25 damage when hit. It doesn't apply any status effect, however it does do damage. The only status effect that Noli can apply is Hallucination, and it's a hidden status effect that no survivor can see, at least I think. Either way. With Observance, Noli can teleport to any of the generators. He also spawns fake generators that he can also teleport to. Fake generators will have glitchy sound effects, delayed pop-ups, and black wiring. The Observant looks like this. You teleport to a faraway generator, and Only right over there has Hallucination 3. So if I do Void Rush and I hit him, it does a slam attack, dealing 50 damage. Nova is essentially works as an anti-loop ability, or a crowd control type of ability, where when thrown, it does an impact, dealing 50 damage, and sucks any nearby survivors into the center. Well, as close as they can to the center. And this is the combo for Void Rush. Does 10 damage by default, and then it does 40 initial damage, with 50 being the total output for the combo. And that'll be just about it for Noli. See you in the next section, where I will be Sixer. Welcome to the 6th section, aka Guest 666, aka one of the hardest killers to milestone. Believe it or not, this character has like 3 passives. Yeah, 3. Why? Anyway, he has 4 abilities. Technically 5, but 4 abilities. His first ability is Carving Slash, aka his M1, which is essentially a simple swipe of his right hand, and it deals, I do believe, either 25 or 20 damage. Yeah, I don't know how a child deals more damage than a hulking beast, but yeah, whatever. And each slash will give you stacks of blood. And you can do Carving Slash comboed with another move called Eviscerate, which you can do immediately after. And that'll essentially inflict his second passive onto the survivor, aka Hemorrhage, aka one of his only status effects. That one of the 2 status effects he can inflict. The next ability is Infernal Cry. He essentially does that, which will not only highlight the survivor in red, but also give you more stacks of blood and make you move faster onto the hemorrhage survivor. Demonic Pursuit is a dash ability, which when charged up deals 40 whole damage, and will also give you more stacks of blood. And if you just continue comboing it, you will eventually turn Blood Rush into Blood Hunt. Blood Hunt will pause the timer, make the screen red, and make you deal bonus damage with your abilities, and even give you damage on your Infernal Cry ability. And no survivor can hide from you when you're in this state. And killing survivors in this little ability here will also increase the duration of the ability. And when the ability ends, it'll go back to its normal state, wasting all of your stacks of blood. And each time you use Blood Hunt, the blood stack amount increases. And Blood Rush is a normal ESP ability, which highlights any and all survivors. And that is going to be it for Sixer. See you for when I am the final killer, Nosferatu. Welcome to the final segment, aka Nosferatu, aka the killer I still have yet to get to milestone 4. He has 5 abilities: Lacerate, Bloodhook, Cataclysm, Hunter's Feast, and Ascension. He essentially works as a mix of every killer. But here I will show you his abilities. Lacerate. It does 24 damage. If you combo that with Hunter's Feast, it does 5 damage, then a normal attack will do 30. And if we go out into the open here, if we use Ascension, it is a highlighting ability that'll highlight all survivors, and that red line right there will be where I land. And for example, if I just do this, and if I land on the survivor, depending on how high I am, and by high I mean how high in the air I will be, that will mean how much more damage I do. The highest I can do is 40 damage. Or 35 damage, I do believe. Cataclysm. It essentially works like a mix of John Doe's spikes and digital footprints, leaving behind pools of blood that when the survivors step into will deal bleeding, and will also highlight the survivors to me for the ones that step in them. And the final ability, Bloodhook. If I use it from far away, and if this dude will stop chasing me, if I pull him in from far away, it'll do a mini game, kind of like Friday Night Funkin' or FNF. And it is essentially a rhythm game battle thing, or just an accuracy battle, depending on who wins in the Bloodhook. And if I pull them in from closer, if I pull them in essentially from right here, from the Bloodhook, it won't do the minigame and instead just pull them right in. And that's essentially it. I will see y'all in the next video or stream I decide to do. And, well, peace out.